Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Here goes another one. I said another one. I said a motherfucking another one. Buy up like a smack. You know what I mean? I'm all fucked up this morning. I got it all tore up. Trip out in a Menudo style in direct fashion. You see the thumbnail right there. What that thumbnail mean? I'm gonna tell you exactly what does it mean, man. Imagine you being a square bear. Imagine you being an L7. Imagine you never even thinking about the gang lifestyle, never even thinking about prison, never even thinking about anything like that. And in one day, less than 24 hours, your whole life changes. Now, this is a true story about just that. So we're kicking back, right? As a youngster, I'm kicking back. My mind was already made up. I already knew exactly where I was headed. I was on a one-way trip to prison. Shit, I was on a 3-4-way trip to prison, in and out, out and in, right? I was definitely, that was what I had going on because I was a gang member. I was involved in the streets. I wanted to be in the mix, right? And when you're in the mix, you already have the others understanding that you're either going to get clapped or you're going to go into prison where Vatos are getting the booty cheeks clapped, right? Either way, something's going to happen, right? And to what degree of something? Guard! It'd be going down. So I knew I was going to prison. So I'm chilling with my gang member friends, right? We're posted up like thumbtacks. And I remember this particular night, man, we were getting ready to go to a party. We had a homeboy, an older homeboy that had just got out of San Quentin. He had did a little quick violation, you know. But, you know, back in them days, we looked for any reason to throw a party. Any reason to kick back. And, of course, the homegirl's house we were going to, she was bad as a motherfucker. Even though I was a little kid, I was still trying to look at that booty one time for my mind, right? So it was like, it was going to be a good night. We're going to go kick it. And I remember we're at my homeboy's pad and we're getting ready. And we're a bunch of youngsters, about 6, 7 of us. And his older brother had just moved from San Jose. He had just moved from San Jose. He was a construction worker, man. He wasn't in the mix like that. He didn't, all this Volta did was talk about sports and chicks with big nalgas. We all got that in common, right? So we're definitely kicking back. And he sees us getting ready, and he's like, "Hey, where you guys going?" We said, "We're going to a party. Before you should come through. There's bitches and whipping one. Can I chingar?" We're young, right? We're just trying to just kick it. Now we're all flamed up, red panos creased up, you know, to the piece up. You know what it is? Mongolians flowing, whatever. Whoever had them, right? And I was a very young kid at this time. I was just happy to be involved with the gente, just happy to even be in the car to go to the party. I'm just gonna be real, right? But I definitely was applying the pressure to try to make a name for myself and be that one cool guy, that one guy that's feared in the barrio, even though I was just a poop butt kid. Now, the homeboy started to become intrigued a little bit. He said, you know, to what degree of chicks are going to be at this party? Because you guys are kind of young and I don't do young. I ain't SPM, that's it, right? Nah, trip out. There's going to be older highness for an older homeboy. So he was like, yeah, I'll give you guys a ride if you want. Right there, I'm sure he'll always regret that decision to give us that ride. So anyways, we pile up in his old hoopty ass Nova car that he had primered, you know, but we thought we were doing big things. It was on rims though. So we actually pull up to this party. And when we pull up, I was of the understanding he was going to look around, see that it wasn't really his stilo because everybody was gang banged up on gang. Everybody was flamed up. It was a gang member party, you know, and back in them days, early 90s, man, I'm talking about flamed up. Every light in the house was red, right? Everybody was into the shit. There was a few different Vadus hanging out there, but everybody got along. We was more on our north-south shit than anything, right? So I remember about an hour after being at this party, I'm sipping a little bit. I'm a little kid, so it only takes one Corona to fuck me up. I'm kicking back, and I notice he's over there chilling with some chicks. I said, oh, they're about to decide to stay. Oh, hell nah, look at him. Oh, they're thinking he's a Mac and shit, right? And he was kicking it. And I guess he was having a great time. He found him a couple chicks to talk to. And he was just doing his thing. And I remember it crossing my mind, you know, what is this dude doing here? He's not involved in no gangs. This ain't his lifestyle, but he is the homeboy's older brother. So he's got love. He's associated by, you know what I mean, by chance. And anyways, he's kicking back. And about a couple hours later, I hear some shit going on like on the side in the front yard. So I go out there and he's getting jumped on. And I remember thinking like, oh, looking for his brother, like, hey, the homies are jumping him. Maybe he said something stupid. Maybe he pushed somebody or maybe pinched someone's old lady on the butt. I don't know. But there was a whole bunch of youngsters jumping him, 14, 15-year-olds, a little older than me, but, you know, way younger than him. They're plaqueating the shit out of him too. They're giving him the business. But he was a big boy, right? So he's throwing them off him or whatever. And next thing you know, he's drinking a beer. He got jumped into a barrio just that quick. Vato ain't never been to that hood. He don't even know anything about that hood, but he's drunk and he's jumped in now. And they're like, this is the big homie, this is the homie, this is the big little homie, right? Whatever, they're playing. And I'm laughing too. And I'm like, hey, you know what you signed up for, eh? You know what I mean? Blood in, blood out. Esperanza! You're in, vato. You know what I mean? You're in now, eh? Say, here's a red paño. Put it in the right pocket. I mean, the left. You know what I mean? And so he's doing his thing. And he's kicking it that night. Well, what he didn't know, and what most people don't understand, is when you involve yourself, you know, you never know what's going to happen, man. You never know how quick your life can change, how things can change. And it definitely changed this night for him. So this was the night that I caught, you know, my murder case. This was the night that he caught his murder case. This was the night that would forever change his life. And I think about it all the time, man. It flees my mind or it crosses my mind, you know, every day. And I think about, damn, you know, the poor homeboy that was never in the mix like that found himself involved in something, and in less than 24 hours, he went from a zero to, I guess, a hero, or a hero to a zero. He's now doing a long time, you know. So anyways, that night, you know, and I've told the story about the murder case, man. I don't want to keep rehashing it because it's nothing to talk about, something to be proud of, right? He ended up catching that case with us. And I remember, you know, when they got arrested first, and then me and the homeboys ultimately ended up getting caught, you know, I wiggled all the way to North Carolina. I was on the run. I was a little kid trying to get somewhere. I said, you know, they ended up catching me ultimately, and I'm getting told on. He's getting told. We're all getting told on by one individual who was actually a confidential informant and flipped on us. He's telling on everybody, right? And it is what it is. It was what it was. You know, there's nothing you could do. And as a young kid, I'm just taking the guidance of my parents as well as my lawyer. And I'm just like, damn, where am I going to go? What's going to happen? And this guy's sitting in the county jail facing his own shit, you know, and holding his mud in the beginning. He was definitely holding his mud. He was definitely not saying too much. Eventually he did, I think, say a little too much. You know, that sunk his battleship. Didn't really affect me, but it did sink his, you know. But ultimately, you think about it. You know, that was a circumstance of one guy, you know, going somewhere that it was the unknown. It was mysterious to him. That's the allure of the gang. That's the allure of the barrio, you know. Maybe you're not, you know, you've never been around that. You're really not into that. But you go to one party, you meet one chick, she whispers in your ear, licks your earlobe a little bit. Next thing you know, you're in there clapping the motherfucking cheeks. And then 3 hours later, you're in the back of a paddy wagon, you know, on your way to prison forever. So this guy ultimately did catch a life case. You know, we all caught life in our own ways. Luckily, I got charged as a minor. I was able to wiggle. Another homeboy got charged as a minor. The rest caught it life as an adult. They were adults. And it was just an unfortunate incident that took place. Something that could have been avoided. But of course, when you're gangbanging, when you're in the mix like that, it can't. And it won't. And it shall not, you know. And I think about this, and it haunts me, gente. It haunts me because I said, man, is it my fault that this individual got involved in that? And then I tell myself, it wasn't. See, each man has a choice. Everybody makes a fucking decision. You know, he had a decision to drop us off and take his big ass home, go watch the Golden State Warrior game. He had a decision to do what he wanted to do, and he chose to stay there. And I remember thinking to myself, this guy don't even know the type of individuals hanging around. We were cutthroatish. We were different. We were all striving to go to prison. We were all striving to catch a body. We were all striving to gangbang like that. He didn't know what he was getting himself into. When he got jumped in that barrio, you know, he was of the understanding that there was going to be big parties and chicks with big booties and saying, yeah, orale, I'm going to get a mamon every night. Nah, it ain't like that, Holmes. What you're going to get is 3 hots and a carece. Bang, bang. There you go. You know, in fact, 2 hots and a bolsa. There you go. Now, I remember going to prison and actually running into him on a yard, crime partner, you know. And usually they would keep people separated, but we actually ran into each other on the yard. It was in Corcoran, 4 yard. And I remember seeing him. I hadn't seen him for years, you know, and he came up to me, and he was a functioning norteño at this time. He was still active, And he was like, hey, you don't remember me, huh, bro? And I was like, nah, to what degree of remembering should I? You know, damn, you're big, eh? I hope you don't fucking try to do something bad to me because I was gay. I'm giving you my cornbread. Right? Hell nah. He was like, nah, bro, remember whoop-de-woo? And he started naming things, and I was like, fuck, bro, you look different. You're bald now. You're bigger than you were. You were big back then. I was a little kid. And he was like, yeah, it's been a lot of years. I'm still here, bro. And I said, damn, I did the time on that. Now I'm back on some other shit, right? And we reminisced a little bit. But I remember we used to play. We used to joke around, you know. He was my homeboy. He was my crime partner. We used to tell him, hey, we're crime partners, almost from way back. And I used to tell him, this is the only homeboy I know from a barrio that's never even seen his barrio. You know what I mean? A homeboy that got his hood blasted on him that misspelled it. You know what I mean? He doesn't even know. Never been there. Never got a chance to taste the good life. I mean, I think he got a mamon one time from some fat chick at that party. And that was it. Forever, right? It's not a laughing matter. We make light of it and fun of it, and we used to clown on the yard. But I could see that look in his eyes, like he was missing something. You know, his familia pretty much either died or were gone, not in the mix anymore. I asked him about his brother. He said, hey, my brother ended up, because we lost contact. I ended up going to Hawaii for a lot of years too. So he was like, yeah, my brother, he ended up doing good, bro. He owns his own little business in San Jose. He moved back to San Jose because, of course, his dad got him away from all his gang members. Took him to where there's more gang members, but he did the right thing. And he was like, bro, he was like, I always wondered, you know, why I did what I did. Why I even stood at that party. I go, you regret it, huh? He said, fuck, bro, every day. He said, bro, something told him when he pulled up, we got off the car, and we were like, all right, good looking out. He was like, I don't know why I stood, you know. I said, pussy. That's why. That's why you stood. Let's be real. A woman could end your whole shit, right? He said, pretty much. But getting jumped inside the water and doing all that, those were choices he made. You know, is that something that he's going to have to live with? Would you, as a person, be able to live with that? You know, let me tell you another story about a homeboy. So, in the barrio, there was one hardcore family. I'm not even going to say their names, man. They know who they were. And every one of their brothers was a homeboy. All the way back from the old school. They're tios, all norteños, all laced up, all educated, in and out of prison. This familia was it. They were, you know, in my hood, they were the ones that went in and out of prison. Like, you could count on that shit. Stamp it for sure. They're going. Motherfucking baby's born, his diaper was a red paño. It was there. He was going to prison, right? Facts. They had one brother, mocos all in his nose. I remember he used to be playing in the front yard, little, dirty ass diaper with chorro hanging out of it. I used to be like, damn, man, go wipe your brother's ass, eh? That kid, he's over here looking like a poop butt. Literally, right? Well, this kid, even growing up around everybody, wanted to do something different in his life. You could see he was more like a knack. We used to make fun of him. Look at this nerd. You know what I mean? Read nerds, right? Anyways, he had his own little friends, and he'd come around, and we'd kick him up out the area, you know what I mean? Because we didn't want him to be around the cuetes or what we had going on. And we definitely didn't want these nerds to look at our high-nose booties. But we're chilling, right? And he ended up growing up to becoming a police officer. He became a police officer. And I remember thinking to myself, you know, he made something of himself. But, you know, it's opposites attract, I guess. We weren't expecting that. But let me tell you about his demise. Okay? Having family that's so entrenched with that mentality and doing what they do, he couldn't separate himself from that. Every quinceañera, every wedding, every party, his familia would be the one. So we're going to shoot this whole motherfucker up tonight. So scared, let's get it. Right? They were down. And this Vato was over there trying to, you know, he was trying to be Guillermo from Mi Familia, you know what I mean? My name is Bill, right? He was trying to be Bill, and Bill wasn't gonna happen. Not in this family. They weren't doing that, Bill. They were trying to get the dollar bill, yeah. That's what they were trying to do, illegally, allegedly. So I remember we were at this quinceañera, and we were kicking back, and what had happened was this. The quinceañera was going on at the Merced Fairgrounds, and it was some familia that I had never even heard of. But you ever heard of that movie, Wedding Crashers? They call me the quinceañera crasher, right? I used to pull up to any quinceañera. I don't give a fuck what city, what town. Sounds good. Let's get some free mole and arroz, right? Let's go in there and get some albondigas. Whatever they made, I said, a taquero, that's good. Hook me up. Once I need a 5-piece extra crispy. Carnitas, right? Verde. Hook me up. So me and the homeboy, it was me and one other homeboy, and he was like, hey, bro, they're having a big-ass quinceañera downtown at the fairgrounds. I said, who is he? He said, I don't know, fool. I think they're Southsiders and shit, eh? I said, man, Sasuke, fuck them mother at this, eh? Let's go over there. Get up, Chucky. Right? So we cruised over there. And it wasn't a South, but the Southsiders did get involved. To what degree? I'm going to tell you right now. So I remember us going over there to that party, that quinceañera, and we walked in, and it was, bro, it was kicking it. There was music playing, chicks everywhere, you know what I mean? I was like, damn. And I recognized my homegirl. Now, my homegirl that I recognized, she was at one point in time married to one of my good homeboys, one of my, like a brother to me, right? So I'm keeping my eye on her. Bitch, I see you. If I see you dancing with anyone, I'm going to have problems. I almost lost my voice thinking about it. That's how crazy I got, right? Don't ever do something in front of me because I'm a flashback. Even though she wasn't with the homeboy anymore, he was in prison and they've been, once you're with them, you're always with them. So she sees me, she's like, this fool's here, man. He ain't gonna let me have no fun. She was looking nice and tasty that night, too, though. I'm just telling the homeboy that's how she was looking. I wasn't trying to pick up on her. Not then, at least. Anyway, so she's looking good. So we're chilling, we're all doing our thing. A couple more homeboys come, and we notice a group in the corner homes getting their Southside on, right? LA hats, Dodger hats. All right, to what degree of Southside do we have here, right? The highest degree, because they're looking at us, we're looking at them. We already know there's going to be a rumble in the jungle, but at the same time, everyone's trying to get some money. We can, right? Let's do that first and do this later. You understand? Or we can do this right now and then do that later. Either way, let's try to win. That's it. You guys ready? I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. We're ready. You're ready. Hike. Let's get it. So, it didn't happen like that. This is what happened. The homeboy that was the placa was there. Okay? And he was already under investigations because I guess one of his brothers had got caught with a bulletproof vest or a cuete or something. He had got locked up. He had caught a violation for felony in possession. And they were tripping because they wanted to know how his brother, cop's possessions came in his possession. You know, so he was already being investigated. He was on a work leave or whatever. So he was all faded, like at the point, I don't even care anymore. I don't want to be a part of that system, right? Whatever, man. Shut up. You're a nerd still, right? So he's over there chilling. And, what happened was there was a commotion, right? And we had already planned, me and my homeboys, like, hey, we're going to get these chicks, get up out of here, but we're going to try to catch fades with these dudes on the way out. You know what I mean? If we can. And them dudes already, knew what time it was. So all of a sudden, I guess some norteño or whatever wandered over there because this was a familia. It was mostly paisas. It was mostly Mexicanos. There wasn't too many gang members, just us. There was like, at this time now, there's probably like 6 or 7 of us gathered. And there's probably like 10, 15 sureños. You know what I mean? That was their family from LA that had come. They stabbed a northerner, allegedly. They're getting off. We see the commotion, and we're like, oh, shit, we're about to run over there. And then we're like, wait, hold up. He ain't from our water, right? And the dude who ended up taking flight first was the cop, right? Was the one that used to be the cop. He ran over there with no hesitation, started getting off. Boom, 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 boom. And I remember we all ran over there. Everyone's fighting. A couple people got scraped. A couple people got stuck. And everyone ran out of there. And I remember my homegirl, you guys always fuck everything up. Bitch, it was the Southside, and now stop blaming us, right? We're gone. And I remember getting back to the water a few days later. I'm telling one of his brothers, I'm like, damn, your brother, hey, get down, Holmes. Hey, I'm proud of you, eh? He got down. Ultimately, he ended up getting caught up. Someone tried to blame him for the stabbing. He ended up getting caught up on that and fighting the case. He went from being a nerd, being in the streets, not really involved in anything, having family that did that, to a cop at one point, to now he's locked there like that. Watch out, looking all cross-eyed and shit. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, your life can change like that. When you're involved in something that you really shouldn't be involved in, or you think you want to be involved in and you're not ready or prepared, Holmes, bad things happen. Like I said, I got a homeboy to this day, man, that's still sitting in prison right now all day. Holmes doing every day, all day, because he pulled up to a party and didn't know how to act, right? And I got another homeboy, and he ended up getting out. He says, "Kid, about that, a good lawyer. He had a little bit of money. He's Guillermo, right? He's Bill." He ended up getting out, and then he never got involved again. But that one time that he thought he was going to be fucking super norteño, not even really being a norteño and getting involved, his ass was in the county jail functioning on the yard talking about, well, my brother is, right? Shut up, do a burpee. He was done. Right? That's just how it is. So anyways, man, a word to the wise, know what you're involved in. Know what you pull up to, man. What a difference a day makes. Things can change, Have you ever heard of another story where someone gets involved in a gang or gets jumped in a water, and within less than 24 hours, they're gone forever? It happened. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's my crime partner, I'll forever keep his legacy going, keep his name on my mind, because I know what he's going through. And from time to time, I write him a letter here and there, send him a little feria if I got it. Other than that, that's all I can do for him, Unfortunately, it is a decision that he made ultimately, and he's paying the ultimate price. Think about it, gente. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose, get everything that you want coming to you. And remember, at the end of the day, these stories are not fakery. This ain't no shaky bake. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, man. Listen to them for what they are. Soak it, acknowledge it. Knowledge you can't get in college. Acknowledge me. And understand that Dino may have the CR in the Kranka, but I got the dope content. It is what it is. If you like this, hit that like and subscribe. There's a notification bell. Make sure you turn it to all so you can get all the content on myself as well as Dub's channel, man. Come help the homeboys out, man. They done messed us up. They done put you guys on personalized. You need to go on all so you get all the content. Thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. If you don't, you already know what it is. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for the struggle and strive. And what I truly believe in is unity, bringing all the gente together for the people, by the people. This is the gun. Bang, bang. Dope stories, real stories. Bang, bang.